Fox News host believes that that rules limiting get-togethers for Thanksgiving are not a way to fight COVID, but just nothing more than an evil Marxist plot. Take a look.
They also turned their neighbors in China and in the Soviet Union. This is so un-American. And right now, just keeping your family Thanksgiving tradition seems like an act of civil disobedience. I say, the home is sacred. What we do inside of our homes is our business, and I want the government out of it. And believe me, big government, Marxism, this is the one space they've been trying to penetrate for a long time, which are American families. I can tell you this, Brian, Ainsley, and Steve, Americans care more about their grandmothers and their parents more than the government. They know how to take the right precautions to care for grandma, whether it was, I know people who are self-quarantining ahead of Thanksgiving holidays. They're driving instead of flying. People know how to do this, and they don't need the government or nosy neighbors turning them in.
Oh, there's so much. There's so much to say. Oh, wow. Before that started, by the way, and I couldn't find the extended clip, he said that we're violating all kinds of not just Thanksgiving rules, but apparently we're environmental terrorists, too, for having too many children. There are very, very few leftists that are saying that that's the problem. Okay? Let's just get that out of the way. That is bullshit. That is some Methuselah crazy crap. Okay? No, it's not that there's too many people. It's we have an unequitable distribution of resources. And we also have an issue with efficiency. And so we also have an issue with not having the political will to actually being able to, I don't know, set up alternative energies, for example, solar, wind farms, etc. In fact, the president of the United States right now has this weird thing about windmills, and he thinks they cause cancer, and that they're too loud, and that I don't know. It's insanity, right? So I don't even know where she's getting all this stuff. It's just garbage. It's total garbage. And then she goes on to talk about people turning in their neighbors in China and Soviet Union. Well, to be fair, China is doing a lot better than we are on coronavirus. Not that I'm saying that she's right about all that stuff, but it's, again, there's so much insanity here. I don't, Marxism, does she even understand what Marxism is? And how does it apply to rules during a pandemic that right now is basically out of control? So I kind of want to push back on what she said about, well, Americans know what they're doing better than the government. On this? I don't know. 12 million Americans have COVID-19, and over 256,000 people have died as a result of it. And we still have people flying. We still have people, gathering in groups that are a little large. And so you still have record rates of transmission. Right now, every couple of days, we have a 9/11 worth of people dying. I mean, come on. For a country that has 4% of the entire population to have the most coronavirus cases, and considering we're an advanced country, that's pathetic. That is shameful. It's a spectacular failure. And look, it's not just a failure. I'm not blaming the American people in general. I'm blaming a lot of different factors here, because a lot of different factors are disastrous. And so I like that. As one of the people in the chat says, the Fox and Friends sofa is in quarantine. There you go. But again, the evidence doesn't back up what she's saying. And evidence is important. And so we're not handling this pandemic well. We're actually doing really bad. And the reasons are, part of it, yes, people don't want to wear masks. I don't want to wear a mask. I do it anyway. Doesn't mean I want to. And of course, they'll give you sorts of bullshit reasons like, oh, it's uncomfortable to wear a mask. I can't breathe in it. Okay, we'll try breathing with a tube down your throat. Well, okay, look, to be fair, that's what it's designed for, to breathe for you because you can't breathe for yourself. I imagine that would get very uncomfortable, all right? And that's what could happen to you, and if it doesn't happen to you, it could happen to somebody that you care about, or somebody your friend cares about, or somebody who happens to be a random person that might have ran into you while you're, running around without your mask. That's the issue here. That's the problem. All right. People are not wearing masks or social distancing. And that's one big problem we have in America. The other issue is we're not getting any support to stay home. When's the last time the government passed a stimulus? Months and months ago. So, I mean, we haven't had any sort of help to make sure that we don't have to go out and gather and, all that stuff. And look, while at the same time that they're not passing stimulus, our politicians are literally going home for the holidays. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. The other issue, of course, is bullshit disinformation from Fox News and other, conservative outlets, conspiracy theories. And look, I don't care about her particularly. She's a moron, like whatever. But what I care about is the message that issuing tough guidance, because obviously we need a little bit of tough guidance because the suggestions, the real nice suggestions were not, enough because people decided not to follow those. That is somehow the same as Marxism. Again, she doesn't know what Marxism means. It's a buzzword. Look, what the governors are doing is specifically in line with what they're legally able to do in a pandemic, in an emergency situation. This is about public health. It's not about Thanksgiving, you hack. I mean, she's just a crazy person. And look, understand, like most Americans, I'm tired of coronavirus. I'm tired of having to stay home. I'm tired of, not being able to see my family members. We all are. Understand, we all are. But at the same time, like, we know that what we have to do to keep our family safe. Okay, I miss out on my family. I miss out on these holiday and family gatherings, but I would miss them a hell of a lot more if something that I did, if I spread coronavirus and got my mom killed or something like that. It'd be horrible. And so, yes, I blame a lot of different factors. Again, people not masking up, and also the people that are turning this entire thing, this effort to fight a pandemic, into a fucking culture war. It's a fucking culture war, and it shouldn't be. This is about public health. But no. My freedom's being taken away. All I want to do is sit inside of a fucking Applebee's and then go and walk around the grocery store without a mask. Well, if you do that, you're part of the problem. You had to go and grab your gun and march with a bunch of other people in front of the State House. And now, as a result of all this stuff, you are shattering records in probably the worst way. So people like Campus Duffy, right? They're the ones that are promoting that. And she won't get in trouble, but she'll add to the problems, as she has. And now, again, she's not going to, she's going to still continue to meet with her family, as are millions of Americans. And guess what? We're going to have an even worse situation 2 weeks from now, once that's over. So, and all because she gets paid to not give a damn about her fellow Americans. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.